What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, once again, we're league racing. This time we're at the Singapore Grand Prix. You can see we've got a bit of rain. I don't know what it is, but I feel like every week there seems to be some occurrence of rain, which really throws my pace around, and I don't like it. But here we are for the Singapore Grand Prix. As you can see in the driver's standings, they've finally been updated. Cheers, Fitcho, for doing that. But yeah, third in the standings right now, 42 points away from New Zealand Ryan after the race victory in Italy in the last race. And also, we topped the constructors as well. So, things are looking very good at this stage. Hopefully, in this round, we can consolidate our place inside the top three. Once again, don't think we're going to win the championship. Second is on the cards. So, hopefully, we can go out there and gain some more points on Fitcho. So, in terms of this session, heavy rain at the moment. It is set to dry up with light rain in the next 5-10 minutes. So, I went out there on the wet tyres, just trying to establish a time and see what the track was going to be like. You know, in career mode, I always hate Singapore in the rain. My pace around here has been pretty average on F1 2016, so I wasn't, too sure how my pace was going to be this weekend. But first lap done. We're a tenth away from our teammate Warden, and that wasn't a too bad of a lap, to be honest. Gets us second place, but the very next lap, the wet tyres weren't really suited to the conditions, and so I just pulled into the pit lane, and that was that. So at this stage, 8 minutes to go, just waiting for the intermediate tyres to phase in a little bit. We're very, very close. I think I looked at the delta, and it was something like 2 tenths away between wet tyres and inters. So I thought, if I just go out now, then that'll be fine. I actually got this message, unsuitable tyre warning, and I literally only looked at it for about a split second. I was like, okay, I know I've got an unsuitable tyre, but let me go out there. I pressed OK, but little did I realise, when I got sent out there, they gave me wet tyres. You can see the blue stripe, even though I selected inters. So yeah, what was supposed to be a 2 or 3 lap stint towards the end of this session on intermediate tyres, we've wasted about 5 minutes on the wrong tyre. And I wasn't the only person who made that mistake either. So, pretty frustrating. Only 2 minutes to go in the session now by the time we get to start our flying lap. So that's costly. This always seems to happen. When we have changeable conditions in qualifying, I never do well, and I don't know why, but let's maximize this one and only lap we're going to get now. We didn't time that at all well. We started the lap with just under 2 minutes to go. So this will be the last lap, and we'll be one of the first across the line to complete our lap. So this will be interesting. We are 6.5 tenths up as we approach the first sector. So that's a lot of time made up already in the first sector. Purple to sector 1. I will definitely take that. Almost 7 tenths up on Joe's time. And yeah, things are looking very good at the moment. A few people have already set times on intermediate tyres, and so I was quite happy to be purple so far over the course of this lap. It's been very tidy, with the exception of just that left-hander we went through just then. Ran wide a bit there, but going through the middle sector now, second gear. This in the dry seems to be my weakest sector of all of them. It's very easy to lose the back end here. You really have to push the limits with the walls, and this section here is just a bit clumsy really for me, and again in the wet doesn't really prove to be that fruitful for me. Wheel spin on the exit of the hairpin, up to rich revs, and by the time we get to the third sector here, we'll see the split. 1.3 seconds up, still purple. 3.5 tenths up on Aaron, who has now set the best time of the session so far. 15 seconds to go, closing up the lap now, and I locked up. Didn't look bad, but I lost a decent chunk of time there. 4 or 5 tenths. Yeah, you really got to get the car hooked up for that next left-hander, and I definitely didn't do that. But still, 1.6 seconds up. Checkered flag has now dropped, and we're sitting in 8th place at the moment. We definitely need to get this lap in here. Chimchar goes to the top. This is all going to be a massive happy hour session as everyone goes to the top. Hopefully, we can be the next in that list to go to the top across the line. Only second. 2.3 second improvement into the 59s, but not quite where we need to be. I think it was 6 cents away from, was it 6 cents from Chimchar? I'm not entirely sure, but that it was a tidy lap apart from a few small mistakes here, especially in that third sector. I knew being my one and only lap, there was a lot of pressure on me to get that time under my belt, and I didn't deliver. So we'll see as we come to the end of the session, just watching everyone improve as we were one of the first to cross the line, like I said. V6 Racing goes to the top. Now we follow X-Fitcho through the final corner. Looks like a corner cut there, and massive oversteer. It was really hard to keep the car in a straight line under the conditions, but it's 7th place, and Fitcho just nabs us at the death there, being the last car to cross the line. Now you can see at the bottom of the screen there, a lot of people have all of a sudden joined. I'm not sure why. We had the lobby set to friends only, and that was because of issues people have been having in previous races with disconnections and not being able to rejoin and such. So that's why it was friends only, but now people have got into the lobby somehow, which is a little bit annoying. Hopefully they leave. But yeah, V6 Racing is on pole. 1.1 seconds back to 2nd place. V6, who got the puncture at the last corner of the Italian Grand Prix, he's mega quick in wet conditions, and that is just further evidence of that. We've got a lot of work to do in the race coming up in a couple of minutes. Yeah, in the danger zone, shall we say. A lot of our championship rivals as well, apart from Fitcho, are all behind us. So a lot of quick guys bottling qualifying, which is quite interesting. But here we are for the race, for the ASR Singapore Grand Prix. I'm actually going to revert to the strategy that I was always going to run with this weekend, going on the one-stop. It is the faster of the two strategies, and we can run the softer compounds. Because really the tyre wear at Singapore, it's non-existent. Like, you'd be surprised at how far you can take a set of ultra soft tyres. I think it's almost 10 laps, 8-9 laps from brand new, and you can run the soft compound tyres to the end of the race from there. So that's what we're going to be employing in this race. However, we are starting in 7th, and that is kind of the danger zone, and not really where you want to be. So I'm really hoping here for a clean start. We've had too many races so far this season where we've been caught up in lap 1 incidents, and hopefully today we can avoid that. 5 red lights for the Singapore Grand Prix, and we are underway. Starting on the ultra soft tyres, we should be able to get better traction against those guys around us. Let's go round the outside of Harry Ryan through turn 1. Do get the move done, and that's us up into P5. Very close call there with cutting off the nose of Harry Ryan there. I did decide to leave him some space there, and we get through cleanly. Next up is Chimchar. Brock does stuff in P3. Brilliant qualifying from him after stepping up from F2 in the ASR leagues, and he's running a great debut at the moment. I believe V6 Racing is still leading. We have Greekmaster in the Mercedes in 2nd. A quick driver who shows a lot of promise, but often gets involved in some incidents. So we'll see what Greekmaster can do today with a lot of track position. Fitcho right behind me as well, and New Zealand Ryan in the pack, P11, and our championship leader. So hopefully we can make up some time on him. Oh, not time, some positions. But speaking of positions, that's another one round the outside of Chimchar there, who makes a mistake through the middle sector, and now there's contact between him and Fitcho. He's got some front wing damage, and that is very unfortunate. That has happened to him so early on in this Singapore Grand Prix. This is a long old race, and you don't want to be having incidents so early on in a race that is going to be close to the hour mark. I remember when actually doing this race a couple of days ago, it was unbelievable how long this thing went on for. But 2nd lap now, up the inside of Brock does stuff, and that's, almost. I thought I had the move there, but not quite. Fitcho is in the pits for a set of soft compound tyres, and he's going to try and run that set to the end, providing that there is no safety cars from here. But trying to have a go at Brock does stuff. He got a really bad run through the final corner, and we almost made him pay there. But Slipstream, no DRS just yet, but we'll try and go up his inside, this time into the middle sector, purple, and that is a spot on the podium for the Singapore Grand Prix. What a start. Finally, this could be the race where we have absolutely no incidents. We can get through to the end with a podium, or maybe even a race win, providing we can chase down the leaders. Until...
Caution, yellow flags ahead. No overtaking through the caution zone. Be careful until you see the greens.
I know. Unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, those were my exact thoughts in that Grand Prix. And then the lap car does that. I'm not even going to get angry. Because, well, what's the point? You know, I've seen it all in league racing this season. The luck has been on another level, and that is just another example of the bullshit that we have had to put up with this season. I mean, a couple of random guys from the public joined the lobby. They actually tried to take out a couple of people off the start. It didn't work for them. And then on the first lap, they decided to wait up. They let first and second place go through, and then they target me and try to take me out. And he's done a terrible job of it as well. He's only given me an orange front wing, and he took himself out of the race in that moment as well. So, I mean, you tried to troll, but you didn't do a good enough job. You took yourself out, and you haven't affected anyone else. So, great job. Great job. But now we've got to deal with this now. Orange front wing on lap 4 of the Singapore Grand Prix. This is going to be a one-stop race, and it is incredibly tough to overtake. Downforce is incredibly important around this place, and now we're getting attacked by Joe from behind, one of our championship rivals, and I really don't want to let him go at this point. I really don't. I'm quite fed up, and I want to hold on to this track position until like lap 6 or 7. But here goes Joe up the inside, running side by side through the middle sector, and understeer right into the path of Joe. Fortunately, nudged him a bit wide, and yeah, there's a steward's inquiry about that incident right now. I'll probably get a penalty, not entirely sure, but whatever happens, happens because of that. But we've made it to lap 7. We've really been toughing it out on the damaged front wing. You know, sorry to Joe as well for that incident. I really just didn't want to let you go through there, and yeah, just unfortunate that we did come together there. But we made it to the pits now, lap 8, and we're going to be fitting on the soft compound tyres and running this set to the end of the race now. Very surprising that there hasn't been a safety car at all so far in this Grand Prix. We've lost only the one driver, the guy who took me out, but nothing after that. A safety car would have really saved my bacon, but you know, as always, when I lose a front wing, there is no safety cars. That's how it works. But let's have a replay of the start for this Grand Prix. You can see the onboard from Poms to the win, way back in the order, 14th place. He didn't get a good qualifying there, and the guy that jump-started was the, let's say, criminal. A criminal, is that the word term? No, that's just the idiot who tried to cause shit in the field and only took himself out there because he ghosted. So, what a clown. But anyway, Poms to the win, doesn't gain any positions, doesn't lose any in that fact, but yeah, he gets off to a solid start there. This is lap 2. This is the replay of the incident where we got taken out by Reese, and unfortunately Brock lost his piece of his front wing in that process, and yeah, that really interrupted his race as well because he tried to record it on the Xbox app. But Poms to the win, comes into the pits on lap 6, and he gets run into the back of by, oh my god, it's Joe. Yes, oh my god, it's Joe, causing another incident in this league racing series. I've seen him on Twitter and stuff say that was lag. I don't know, you be the judge of that. It's a bit hard to blame every incident that you cause on lag, but that's just me. But yeah, Poms, he's got an unfair drive-through penalty to serve, and he can't even appeal that because he's got to take it in the race, which is very unfortunate. Again, lap 6, this is Joe trying to force a move on H-Show, even though he was off the track. And then, yeah, he spun himself out, I believe. And then there was another incident with Warden that you saw just there. This is the onboard from Warden. Joe trying to overtake off the track, spins himself off. And then there was this incident with Poms. And this was all lag here because neither of these guys actually turned into each other or made contact on either of their screens. But somehow they come together. That's so crap. Something that definitely needs to be fixed with the netcode for F1 2016, which is very unfortunate. But lap 7 now, this is New Zealand Ryan up the inside of Harry Ryan, and he moves his way into the point. So our championship leader today really not having a good day, and he's just doing the best to have a recovery drive, shall we say. You're always going to have these kind of rounds in this season, and it looks like Ryan's having one of those. That's Brock, who is either crashed or something like that. He just got going at the perfect time for a yellow flag to get deployed, and had to let him go back through. But I think he had front wing damage, so he just let me go anyway after I let him go through. So sit rep, lap 14 of the Singapore Grand Prix. We are literally in a race of our own here in P5. The two guys ahead, H-Show and Chimchar, have run very long on their soft compound tyres, I believe, and have now fitted on the supers. So for the next 12 laps, they're going to be trying to chase me down, and they're going to be quite quick versus me. They rejoined about 5 seconds behind me, so we might have a battle towards the end. But this is an onboard from Brock does stuff. He gets a hit from behind, and with the unfortunate placing of another car right in front of him, side pod glitched, and loses more front wing damage. Carries on a couple more corners. This is Aaron, L3F4 right behind him as well. Brock kind of understeers there and then gets squeezed into the wall and goes from what was a perfectly secure front wing to a red one, and needs to be changed. Very unfortunate incident for him there. He's going to be pretty pissed off about that one, that's for sure. But back to our race, still running in P3 at the moment. The guys behind have really been closing me in, something like a second a lap, and there was a virtual safety car deployed. Nothing really happened there, just kind of all kept our margins and carried on. I think that was Poms to the win in the previous clip, getting lapped by V6 Racing there. So yeah, a lot of people not having a good race today. There's been a lot of incidents and not too much racing either, but hopefully in these dying laps, as we see Chimchar going for a dive up the inside into the middle sector, this is where we might get some racing, because we've got myself on much older soft compound tyres, trying to defend from guys on the supers, and these guys look very, very quick, and Chimchar does not want to waste any time in trying to battle with me, because he's got another driver right behind him trying to put the pressure on as well. I believe it's H-O. Those two guys have been locked in combat for the entire race. So yeah, just doing the absolute best job I can at the moment, managing fuel as well. I've been running with like lean revs through the middle sector to recover as much fuel as I can, look after the rear tyres through slow corners, and then when we get to the straights, chuck it up in a rich to defend from the guys who've got DRS and slipstream from behind. So that's the scenario. Make sure you don't make mistakes, get nice exits off the crucial corners. That hairpin through there, middle sector is one of them, the final corner is another, and then leading on to the DRS straight in the first sector that we're coming up to as well. This is another crucial corner where you've really got to get a nice exit, slow in, fast out, power on as early as you can, and just nail it, and make sure that the guys behind don't go for a move, which it looks like Chimchar is doing at the moment on the penultimate lap. Brake as late as you dare into the middle sector, and we hold on to another position. So yeah, a lot of pressure being applied from behind, and we're doing our absolute best to absorb it. It's been a really long race, coming up to an hour now. Concentration has been mega high to make sure, you know, we don't make mistakes, we don't corner cut or anything like that. We don't have any penalties against our name as well. So it's quite remarkable. At Singapore, very easy to corner cut. The fact that it's a really long race and we haven't got a penalty yet is a bit of a miracle for me, in all honesty. But last lap, I believe V6 Racing has won the Singapore Grand Prix. Greek Master home in second, and with one more corner to negotiate, we have well and truly avoided disaster and got away with a very, very fortunate podium. What a race. I can't believe that. Taken out by a random on lap 2. We had incredible pace. We made our way through the field, and right when we had the clean air, the you know, the space on the track to show the kind of pace we could you know, undertake in this race, and we had it all taken away from us. Really compromised with the front wing change, and had to pit a lot earlier than what I was anticipating, and ran the softs to the end there. Fitcho did really well as well in P6. He pitted on lap 1, took the tyres all the way to the end on softs, and took home P6 from New Zealand Ryan, who is not a slouch as well in terms of pace. So Fitcho, he's a rock when it comes to not cracking under pressure. You guys have seen so far this season. But there we go. The Singapore Grand Prix, V6 Racing gets the win. Greek Master second, us third. We may get a penalty with the thing with Joe. I'm not entirely sure. I did my best to avoid collision there. Like, we were running side by side through there, and I had an orange front wing, and it's just unfortunate. Just that I understeered just slightly into his path there. But yeah, 15 points for the championship tally. Considering all that happened today, I'll definitely take it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a like if you enjoyed as well. And until the next race, the Malaysian Grand Prix, hopefully no randoms join, and we can have a clean race. Still haven't had a clean race. Like, I've had damage in every single one, or had some bullcrap go against our favour. So, hopefully, 13 or 14 rounds into the championship, we might finally get it in the next one. Until then, guys, I'll see you next time.